What's the HS grad like you doing here? Even a month's worth of your salary wouldn't be enough, would it?
This is a high-end sushi restaurant. The stranger mocked me aloud as soon as he heard my background. Standing beside him, my ex-girlfriend was laughing at me in much the same way. I'd say their loud and crude laughter was far more inappropriate for this place. Yet my ex-girlfriend and her fiancé kept jeering at me with enjoyment. There was something I realized from their conversation. Looks like I can give them a piece of my mind too. My name is Jack Smith. I've lived a comfortable life with my family. Father as a civil servant, mother as a part-time housewife, an energetic younger brother, and a kind sister. I love studying where the more effort I put in, the better results I got, and I entered a prep school near my home. I received high grades there too. One day, while I was having a good time with my friends, I was confessed to by Catherine from the class next doors. Catherine was the prettiest girl of the year, and I didn't think I was good enough for her. I assumed it was some kind of joke, but when she said, "Of course not, I confessed because I like you," I was overjoyed, and we started dating. My school life after that was probably one of the happiest times of my life. A stimulating environment where I could goof around with my friends and also motivate each other. Not to mention the time spent with my cute girlfriend. I thought these happy days would continue forever. However, it was all brutally shattered by a single phone call. It was when I had just become a third-year high school student. My homeroom teacher came into the classroom shouting, "Smith, your father collapsed at work. You have to head home right now." I didn't understand what the teacher was saying. Because my dad was fine this morning, he even said with a smile that he could come home a little early today. I was dazed and dumbfounded, but in the meantime, my friends prepared for me to go home, and before I knew it, my teacher was driving me to the hospital. When I arrived at the patient's room, my mother, brother, and sister were already there and crying. The doctor said that my father was in critical condition, and we should keep talking to him. After that, I remember saying something to my father, but I don't remember what it was. My father, as if waiting for all of us to gather, quietly drew his last breath. The wake and funeral services went by in a flash, but it all felt unreal. I still felt like I was having a bad dream, but as time passed, I gradually began to realize that this was reality. I have to protect my family in place of my father. It was about time for me to decide on my career path. I wanted to enter college, but even if I chose a national university, it would still cost a significant amount. I have a younger brother and sister, so it's not like I can spend money on myself. I told my mother that I would get a job instead of going to college.
What are you talking about? Don't worry about the money. My part-time employers said they would hire me as a full-time employee. You're smart, so go to college.
My mother desperately advised me to go to college, but when she realized that I already made my decision, she reluctantly agreed. My homeroom teacher also suggested using a scholarship to enter college, but after considering my determination and family circumstances, they began to help me look for suitable job opportunities. I also reported my decision to not enter college to my friends and Catherine. Among my friends, some criticized my choice, but my close buddies supported my decision. As for Catherine,
Why? You can go to a national university, Jack. Why not just use a scholarship?
to Catherine, it seemed my decision to not pursue higher education was unbelievable. Well, just trying to go to college costs money, and I still have a brother and sister at home. I love studying, but I haven't really thought about what I want to be in the future, so I'm not that desperate to go to college. I lied to Catherine. The truth was that I had a dream job and wanted to go to a college where I could study specialized subjects. but considering my siblings, I had no choice but to give it up. Catherine, who did not seem satisfied with my words, became clearly disgruntled and coldly said, "What? That's disappointing. I was dating you because I saw a future in you. I can't deal with HS graduate without ambition. Let's break up," and left. To think I'd lose both my father and my beloved girlfriend. But it seems like Catherine wasn't after me but the title I might have gotten in the future. While it came as a shock, I was able to gradually recover thanks to the support of my friends. After that, with the help of my professor, I landed a job as a clerk at a great company. For the sake of my supportive friends, my teacher, and my family, I committed myself to my job. 2 years passed by in a flash, and I was to attend my coming-of-age ceremony. At the ceremony, I got to meet old friends and enjoy the lively atmosphere, but that atmosphere was shattered by the arrival of Catherine.
Oh my, if it isn't Jack. I'm shocked to see you here considering your fall from grace.
Catherine, it's been a while. What do you mean by fall from grace? I responded to Catherine as calmly as possible.
Well, you used to have top grades and an elite HS, but now you're just an office worker that anyone can be. You're nothing more than a failure.
Upon uttering this mockery, Catherine began talking about how happy her student life has been, how she went to a prestigious private university and had been working as an amateur fashion model, how she won the college beauty contest and how busy she's been ever since. Although she doesn't have a specific BF, she enjoys a glamorous life attracting the attention of many men around her. She was chatting non-stop, unprompted. The Catherine I knew was strong-willed but was a kind girl with many friends. However, the current her made sarcastic comments and had no intentions of correcting her mocking attitude. She must be like this to others as well. No one was approaching Catherine, and she was clearly isolated.
It sure is uncomfortable to talk to or be around people coming from a lower social hierarchy. Oh well, losers should stick just together, LOL.
Upon laughing as if to mock all those around her, Catherine quickly left. I couldn't even catch a glimpse of the Catherine I once liked. My memories with Catherine were happy ones, so even though we had a terrible breakup, I didn't harbor any resentment. But seeing Catherine as she is now, I feel a sense of pity and sadness.
Jack, are you okay? Catherine wasn't that terrible before. I was surprised.
The one who talked to me was Lauren, a high school classmate. We were in the same class for 3 years, and she was one of the friends who supported me during my hard times. You said that terrible, so did you always think she was kind of bad? I was curious about Lauren's words and asked.
Yeah. Catherine's been declaring since high school that she'll become a celebrity in the future. That's why she said she wanted to date you, someone who's academically excellent and has a promising future. But she didn't go so far as to insult or look down on others back then.
Lauren answered with a wry smile. I see. I bet Catherine is over the moon living life akin to a celebrity, to the point that she doesn't even realize how arrogant and vulgar she's acting. I hope I never see her again. With that thought, I continued to enjoy my time with my friends. A few days later, I was at work, fighting the urge to sleep. It's been 2 years since I joined the company, and I've been wanting to acquire some special skills. As a result, I started studying programming and IT that I've been interested in for a while, and slowly gained qualifications. Using those qualifications, I started a side job in secret. Recently, it's clear that the side job has become too much. That's because my younger brother was accepted to college, and I needed more money than ever. My brother plans to use a scholarship, but I still wanted to prepare as much as I could. With that in mind, I threw myself into work and the side job. Although my company didn't prohibit side jobs, it wasn't a very favorable environment for it, so I tried to keep it a secret. But that day, Coincidentally, the deadlines for my side job piled up, and I had to fight off sleepiness after staying up all night to work.
Smith, come over here for a second.
While I was dozing off, I was called into an empty meeting room by my senior, Thompson, who was a skilled worker and popular among the staff.
Have you been out partying at night? You look sleepy and unfocused at work.
I was taken aback by Thompson's harsh tone. No, I wasn't out partying. The thing is, I've been doing a side job. As I made up my mind and relayed my reasons, Thompson started laughing aloud.
Hey, don't take me too seriously. It was a joke. I didn't really think you were out partying. I heard that you're from a single-parent family and you have younger siblings, so I figured you must be working part-time or something. You look so drowsy that people might start to notice, so I thought I'd help you out anyway. What kind of side job are you doing?
Feeling relieved by his casual attitude, I confessed that I've been studying programming and IT, and that I was using those skills for my part-time job.
What? Really, Smith, you can handle administrative work, and you have those skills too. This is perfect. You're the exact kind of person I've been looking for.
Thompson said joyfully and grabbed my shoulder.
Actually, I've been thinking about starting a business. There are some things to prepare, so I plan to get it moving in about 2 years. Why don't we do it together, Smith?
I was surprised at the sudden proposal. Hearing Thompson talk so passionately about starting a business made me want to join him. However, I had a family to support. I couldn't give a response for a while. 5 years have passed since then, and I was waiting for someone in a high-end sushi restaurant. Just then, Catherine walked in looking intimate with a slightly older man. I turned my face away so as not to be noticed, but Catherine quickly spotted me and approached me.
Hey, aren't you Jack? What are you doing here? Did you enter the wrong restaurant?
Catherine said with a mocking tone, and started talking to the man next to her.
Oh, this is Jack, my classmate. Remember I told you about him? Despite being in a prep school, he chose not to go to college and lives life at the bottom of the social ladder. My ex-BF.
Oh, that weirdo? What's late chess graduate doing at a restaurant like this? It won't be enough even if he spends a month's worth of his salary.
The man scoffed at me in the same way as Catherine, laughing vulgarly.
Let me introduce him. This is James Anderson. Unlike a lowly HS grad, he's an elite worker coming from a prestigious university and even has experience studying abroad. He was working for a major company until recently.
Unprompted, Catherine began talking about how Anderson was such a high-spec and handsome guy. I felt like I heard his name before and was trying to remember where, so I wasn't really listening to what Catherine was saying.
He was headhunted and he'll be joining Company S as a future section manager. Jack, you should learn from him, or else your future looks pretty bleak.
Kath, and that's impossible. Even if a bottom-off-the-barrel HS grad were to learn from a prestigious university grad, it's hopeless.
They shrugged their shoulders and laughed. The customers around us were disgusted by their vulgarity. Company S is a newly established company that has a high degree of specialization and is growing at a rapid pace. I remembered where I heard Catherine's fiancé's name, and I couldn't help but laugh.
What are you laughing at? You lose your mind or something.
Catherine got angry at my behavior.
I don't remember being laughed at by a lowlife.
Anderson also looked clearly upset. Well, I'm sure it's annoying to be laughed at by someone you consider as inferior. So I decided to tell them why I laughed. Sorry. I thought the name James Anderson sounded familiar, and I just realized it's because he's supposed to become my subordinate. I found it funny.
How? What are you talking about? Were you listening? James is joining Company S. Why would he become a subordinate of someone like you?
Catherine, who seemed to think she was being mocked, had turned bright red. I heard you. I work at Company S.
What? Now you're just lying in my face. You're just a clerk at some no-name company. What's with your attitude? How?
This time, I showed Catherine, who was calling me a liar, my business card. On the card, my name was written alongside the title Information Systems Division Manager.
That name.
Anderson, who saw the business card, had froze. He must have at least heard the name of his future boss. Anderson's face gradually turned pale. By the way, Anderson's the one who's lying. He has no experience studying abroad. He entered university straight after HS, but he had to repeat 2 years. His previous company was a subsidiary of a large corporation, not the large corporation itself. Wait a minute, I haven't heard a word about you being headhunted or the next section manager. Didn't you come to our company through a regular interview process? Red-faced Catherine had gone speechless, while Anderson had turned even paler. The contrast was amusing.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you're the general manager, and you're still in your 20s?
Catherine, regaining her senses, asked. She's more interested in my position than Anderson's lie, huh? Yep. I'm one of the founding members of this company, I said with a smile. That's right. I was one of the people who helped build Company S, which was established by my senior, Thompson. Thompson was persistent and tried to convince me every day when I was still unsure of my decision. My desire to join the new business grew stronger day by day, and I finally decided to discuss it with my family.
That's great. You've worked hard enough for our family, Jack. We'll be all right. You should do what you love. We're rooting for you.
My mother encouraged me.
Bro, I got a full scholarship. Tuition won't be a problem, and I'll start working part-time, so we're good.
Jack, I'm planning to go to nursing school. I found a way to cover the costs, so you don't have to worry. You should do what you love.
My younger brother and sister also showed their support. With the encouragement from my family, I decided to start a business with Thompson, and that's what led me to where I am today. As an executive, I'm involved in management while working alongside the staff in the department that oversees the internal systems. Anderson, we're going to retract our job offer. You look down and insult people you've just met, and you lie. We don't need someone like you in our company.
No, wait, sir, please.
Anderson pleaded, but I gave him a hard look and said in a low voice, you wouldn't want to work at the bottom of society either, would you? If you understand, get lost. Anderson quickly left the restaurant. Your fiancé just ran out, you should go after him. I told Catherine, who was standing there stunned.
I don't care about him anymore. I'm going to break off the engagement with that liar. Rather than that.
Catherine came and sat next to me, leaning in closer.
You're amazing, Jack. You climbed to the top with your abilities, even without a prestigious education. Hey, can we get back together?
And this was the same woman who had just been making fun of me moments ago. It was the first time I'd seen such a blatant turnaround. Even the other customers and the restaurant staff were speechless. Just as the atmosphere was getting awkward, a cheerful voice broke the silence.
Jack. Sorry I kept you waiting. Wait, Catherine?
I turned around to see Lauren. Sorry, Lauren, it's nothing. Hey, owner, could we use the private room in the back? I pushed past Catherine, took Lauren's hand, and headed to the back room. Catherine tried to follow us, but the owner and his staff threw her out. The truth is, I've been dating Lauren, and I was planning to propose to her that day, which is why I invited her to this restaurant owned by a friend of my father's. Well, there was some drama before the proposal, which did drain me a bit, but I managed to explain what had happened before Lauren arrived, proposed to her then and there, and fortunately, she said yes. Later, Catherine sent me messages asking to get back together and even sent some intimidating messages to Lauren, but we told her we'd report her to the police and then blocked her. We haven't heard from Catherine since. Of course, we officially retracted Anderson's job offer as well. My boss trusted me completely and even said, We dodged a bullet by not hiring that crazy guy, thanks. And now, I'm happily married to Lauren. She's a wonderful woman who takes great care of me and my family. I've always put myself last since my father passed away, but with the help of my family and others around me, I've made it this far. I've decided that from now on, I'll give some more care to my own interests alongside living with my family.